Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back with the series we're doing for the month of September, which is those other prog war bands. So basically what we decided, I had a conversation with Ben before we started this series, and I told him what I wanted to do. I wanted to come up with another prog war, but not using the more regularly known high-end type prog bands. I wanted to do stuff that was a little less noticed and for a lack of a better term, obscure. So he is the one, because he has extensive knowledge of a lot of different music, explored a lot of different stuff. So he gave me the 32 bands for this tournament, and my job, he actually put them in their battles, like their first 16 battles. We're now into the quarterfinals. Sorry, I had something in my throat. Anyways, yeah. So so basically he gave me the 32 bands, and then my job is to listen to all these albums, two at a time basically, and decide which of the two albums I like better, and that album will move on to the next round. So we are down now to just 7 bands left, because last night was the opener for the quarterfinals, in which Ilovatar won, beating out Medina Azera, which was a close one. I really like both of the albums quite a bit. This one is the same, but at the same time as last night, you had 2 radically different bands in a lot of ways. Tonight it's even more radically different. So you got Gnidrolog, which is of course we all know that it's the rearranging of the letters of the Goldring brothers' last name. To me, actually, Goldring sounds more like a prog name than Gnidrolog. Sounds like somebody screwed up the language. They add actually an extra letter onto the name as well. Anyways, they're going up against Obis. I can never get this name right, so I will look it up, see what I got written. Osibisa. I had it. Osibisa, that was it. I had it before this video started, and then just out of my head it went. And the album is called Wuyaga. So this is an African, basically a Guyanese prog band. That's what they are. Lots of different sounds on their album too, but we'll get to them last, because they're the second one on the list, and the first one on the list will be Gnidrolog. So Gnidrolog, a really good band. I really like the instrumentation on this album quite a bit. The more I listen to it, the better I find that it gets. They do have lots of different styles here too. So they have some songs that are a little bit more pastoral, that where they use acoustic instruments and the flute, which is a pretty dominant instrument on this album. I think not in forwardness, like it's not loud, doesn't dominate the sound, but there's a lot of it. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's a lot of flute on this album, and it's really well done, I think, too. The other thing, I'm just going to bring my notes up in case I need to refer to something. So yeah, and then they have some heavier tracks too, with a lot of really good guitar and bass dominating tracks as well. This is an excellent album for all of the things that, if you like those, like Caravan, if you like Caravan, you will like this stuff. This is not well within the wheel well of that band. I thought the arrangements are all quite complex, really good stuff here. Lots of intricate noises here and there. There's a drawback to this band. There's a couple of, they're not major drawbacks, but they're a little bit drawback. The lead vocalist is a little bit weak, obviously British. He's very British accent. Not a great voice, but not a terrible one. When they do the dual vocals, much better, I think. For some reason, the two vocalists together tend to sound much better together. Maybe, filling in the areas that the other one's a little bit weak at. That's possibly what it is. I'm not sure. I would have to listen to it quite a bit more to get that. What else can I say about this album? It's like I said, they do have a little bit of pastoral sound at times, but also quite a lot of heavy stuff. I really liked this album the first time I heard it, and each time it's gotten a little bit more. It's one of the more dominating albums in this tournament, I think. I really quite like the complexity of their music as well. So the challenger is a African, as I said, Guyanese, a Guyanese band. This album came out in 1971. It's on the MCA label as well. So it's Osibisa Wuyaga. The album is Wuyaga. The band is Osibisa. So yeah, lots of harmony here. So you got 7 guys here. Lots of really good, among the better harmonizing bands in this tournament, and overall I really quite like that. That's part of the reason why they're so far along, is because of their harmonizing. They do a lot of instrumentation as well, but predominantly a lot of use of different drums and percussion. It's something that may be common with bands from that region, I'm not sure, but in this band's case, very, very strong percussion area of their music. I think it's probably the most percussion oriented band in the tournament, I believe. I do like quite a bit of their music on here. Some of the stuff really catchy. The rhythm section is really, really good. They do some guitar and stuff like that. There is some guitar, some flute. The sax solo is pretty good. I think there's actually a song with some horns on it as well. There's really, really good variety of instrumentation is a good word, and most of it's pretty solid. There's not any kind of suspect parts to it. I really like the vocals quite a bit too. Overall, I get a real spiritual feeling from this album too. The album cover is kind of different, and I think it is a Roger Dean cover, if I'm not mistaken. Can't remember if I read that somewhere or not. If anybody remembers, could you put it in the comment section below? It's basically a flying elephant, a red flying elephant. It looks like a dragon, and just really interesting cover. And so this band, for me, has gotten through 2 rounds based on all of the different talents that they have and the catchiness of their music. I think they may have met their match here today, though. I do like them quite a bit. Unfortunately, they've come up against Gnidrolog, which I just think they're just a little bit better than this band. It's not as close as some of the conflicts in the tournament, but it definitely not far off. Maybe a couple more listens, this could be an even battle. But for today, Gnidrolog is going to win this contest and go on to the semifinals not next week. I guess it'll be in a few days. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this battle, this series that we're doing here. If you did, please like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. And put your comments and stuff down below. Sorry, I guess some people are having a little bit of an argument outside today. Anyways, you have a good day and take care. Goodbye.